No one got either reference, Dan.
Enough about
No one got either reference. No.
To know for sure.
No. Metamorphosis was a
How times have changed.
Franz Kafka. Okay. Veteran offensive tackle Jason Peters will help solidify the Cowboys' offensive line. Is that an overreaction or not an overreaction, Dan?
How old is he, Dan? 40?
He's 40, which, that's it feels young to me. I think I think it's an overreaction. Look, he's not going to start at left tackle this week, if ever. They want to start the rookie Tyler Smith there, and hope that that's fine. He was a first-round pick. If Tyler Smith struggles, if they have an issue on the right side, Peters gives them a veteran, a stabilizing kind of presence who can probably fill in at a number of different spots if needed. But I don't think at this stage in his career you're going to be able to count on him as one of your offensive line starters for a full season. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's one of these, he already is. He's already proven he's kind of a freak athlete that can play later than most at his position. But I think they're looking at him more as a depth piece, insurance type of guy.
Yeah, I think it's an overreaction when you have a guy that's that age and he's just coming onto a team right before the season starts. It's different, though, Graz, when you have a guy like that and he's been on your team for some whiles and he's...
Paulie, you're great guys. Anyway, the point is, it's regular strength coffee. You know what I do, Jay. I do the double shot.
So you got to get the big mug. You got to get the Yeti. I don't know about UHD, but I'm all about the Yeti, man.
Oh, so I have a whole bunch of Yeti stuff that
Yeti
they
water,
sent me.
HD, Yeti coffee.
Yeti cooler, yellow containers,
Yeti,
everything.
Advertising on this show.
Yeti everything.
Money.
Might as well buy stocking Yeti with all the stuff I got. What? It's great. It keeps
Yeti
it
book
cold,
bags,
Are they
everything.
sponsoring the show?
Well, maybe they should be. Shh. Sorry. I like the product. What?
Huh?
Stop knocking us, Max. We may be having a deal coming up
Oh, okay. If you're priming the pump, then I apologize. The Steelers released their Week 1 depth chart, guys, and Mitchell, although now it's Mitch, you can call him Mitch if you want.
You can call him Mitch now?
Yeah, you can. Mitch or Mitchell, either one, apparently. Mitch. I'm going to go with Mitch. I always wanted to say Mitch Trubisky, and usually I did. So I'm going to stay. Mitch Trubisky is listed as QB1, which is like, that's not a big surprise, right? Well, let's listen to Mitch first, and then we'll get into the issue here.
It's a tremendous honor. Anytime you're voted by your peers and your teammates, it obviously means a lot. So I just come in here, try to lead by example, earn the trust of my teammates, and for them to vote me captain, it definitely means a lot. Like, it's a tremendous honor.
Mitch, to that point, what did you think you did to earn that trust?
I was just me. I think I come in here every day, work my tail off, obviously show knowledge of the offense and all that, but I think just being a great teammate and being a great leader, being someone the young guys could look up to, just to do things the right way, and just a guy who wants the best for this team and lead us in the right direction. So, like I said, I was voted by my teammates, so it just means a lot that they thought I was worthy of this honor, and I'm definitely going to make sure I live up to it.
Yeah, let me clean something up for a second. The teammates didn't vote him QB1. He was voted captain and then also listed at QB1 as QB1. So what's interesting is not that, because he was brought in to be a bridge quarterback, right? Got bridge quarterback money. Based on his track record, he can start. He can be successful behind a bad offensive line. In Chicago, he did it. Brought him to the playoffs. It fell apart without him. A year with Dable and in Buffalo and the whole thing. And he's bridge quarterback. So that's not a big surprise that he's QB1. But Kenny Pickett.
A year with Dable and you give him a fist pump.
Yeah, right. That's it.
And put on the secret cloak.
He's fast.
He's back, you know?
He's fast like Josh Allen, so maybe there's some similarity, right? So you okay, so that's he's QB1, no huge surprise. Kenny Pickett was supposedly putting pressure on him in the preseason, but Mason Rudolph is listed as QB2, Kenny Pickett as QB3. Harry Douglas, to me, let me tell you what that says. If Pickett was really making it that close, he'd be QB2. He maybe wasn't making it as close as reported. Am I right or wrong?
I don't look at it like that. I think what you have is a guy, Mike Tomlin, who is a old school guy who does things that way. You see, he took this long to make that decision, and the young guy, man, he just want to bring him along the way he wants to do it. Now, there's no doubt in my mind if something happens to Trubisky, that Kenny Pickett will be the next guy to go in at the quarterback position.
In fact, he's QB2, in other words, right?
Yeah, because I'll tell you, man, I happened to be in Pittsburgh for the backyard brawl on Thursday, and Kenny Pickett was at that game as well. And the people chanting his name when they released the banner and winning the ACC, but then watching that last preseason game and the people chanting Kenny Pickett's name as well. Now, Mike Tomlin is a different type of coach, and none of that kind of stuff like gets to him because he's going to do things his way. But watching Kenny Pickett in preseason and watch how he progressed in football games and situational football, how well he did within the pocket when pressure was upon him, he has to be QB2 in my eyes because have we not seen Mason Rudolph already? We've seen Mason Rudolph. Mason Rudolph has had his opportunity to try to be the guy. You drafted Kenny Pickett in the first round. Now, they decided to go with Trubisky, which I have no problem with because it was his job before training camp started. He did nothing to lose that job. Now, I will say this. If you're Trubisky, you don't have much room for error because as soon as you don't live up to the play that you're supposed to be presenting at the quarterback position for the Steelers, people are going to be calling for your job. That's when Mike Tomlin's really going to be hearing from the fans. Now, I will say this once again. Mike Tomlin do not care what fans are going to be chanting because he's going to do things his way. But I do think Kenny Pickett is further up on the depth chart than what's listed.
It's to me, Harry, it's all about where you finish, not where you start. And I think a lot of times in sports these days, we look for who's the next Justin Herbert. You know, a guy that can come in when there's an injury and all of a sudden exceed expectations and just take off and be in an MVP conversation. No longer can you actually pay your dues and spend extra time in the film room and get on practice reps. You know, like no longer can you do that. And when I was listening to Big Ben over the weekend, and Big Ben Roethlisberger was talking about the fact that when he came into the league, since Kenny Pickett is the only first-round quarterback drafted since Big Ben, right?
By Pittsburgh, yeah.
By Pittsburgh, yes. By another team, Max? Yeah, by Pittsburgh.
No quarterbacks have gone in the first
team?
round in 20 years. It's weird.
By
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. Having guys like Hines Ward, having guys like Jerome Bettis, you know, having a veteran-like locker room where he can just come and they can do dink and dunks, HD. He can take his time. He just didn't have to lose games.
He can throw interceptions in the playoffs. You know, right?
Whereas Kenny Pickett's coming in with this young team and the amount of pressure that's put on you, that actually even Big Ben thinks the right thing for Kenny to do is just to play behind Mitch for a little bit. And when his number is called, which his number inevitably will be called, then you'll have those reps and those experiences to lead into
Kenny
you
Pickett's
being the
about
guy.
35 years old, too.
He's
Like,
24.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett's like
24.
Come
He's
on,
24.
Harry. The dude is like
But
30 years old.
He's 24, but he's still
he's not
young
your-
in
24
NFL
for-
experience.
He's not your normal rookie. He's
Right,
not
he's
your
not
normal
a
rookie
normal
because
rookie.
he spent so much
Right.
time in college.
Right.
And that's one reason why I didn't mind if they would have went with Kenny Pickett because he's not the normal rookie. I think he might be, the same age or 1 year younger than Lamar Jackson? That's something to be said for, and he's going into his first year. Lamar Jackson's going to, year 4? So when I look at Kenny Pickett, though, I think he has the maturity to handle the situation the right way, and he's going to continuously learn. But when his opportunity presents itself, and this is how Tom Brady got his job, right? The opportunity presented itself, and he never gave it back. Here's the thing about Trubisky. If you're Trubisky, do not give Kenny Pickett an opportunity to even get out there on that football field because you might not get the job back. And the difference is, Jay, you're right, because Big Ben came in game 2 back in, I think it was 2004, if I'm not mistaken.
2004.
He started playing in game 2, and they went undefeated. I mean, I don't think they lost another game the rest of the year. And if they did, I think it was only like 1.
How about this?
But they went on to win the Super Bowl, too.
Harry, how about this? Would the Jets be making a mistake? Let's move our attention to New York for a second. Would the Jets be making a mistake by sending Zach Wilson out there in week 1 versus the Ravens?
I
Do they have a
think
chance?
so.
Hold on. This is called a tease. Because first you have this word from Granger.
Let me find the read.
Here I was
tricked
thinking
Harry.
it was a real question.